Guys, thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. It's been a long journey, but I really appreciate all the support, and I will continue to pump out quality content for you guys each and every day, and I hope you'll stick by the channel and some of the awesome stuff we've got upcoming. It's going to be an amazing year. With that being said, guys, Resident Evil Village, the three daughters of Lady Dimitrescu. We're going to go into their backstory, some information about them, how they came to be in this game. I know a lot of you guys love these three daughters, Cassandra, Daniela, and Bela, and we're going to go into all the information. So, of course, Daniela is the youngest daughter. She's the craziest of the three, and she's identified by a green pendant. Now, they've all got different pendants. That's how you can distinguish them, besides the voice, of course. Cassandra is the middle child and is noted to be the saddest, but enjoys tormenting and killing her victims. She's identified by the yellow pendant. And I just want to say RIP to Jeanette, who did the voice, the English voice for Cassandra. Very sad, but she knocks it out of the park in this game, so RIP to her. Yeah, so the yellow pendant, and then Bela is the oldest daughter, and she's noted to be quiet and strong-headed. She can be identified with the blonde hair and the red pendant. She's obviously the most smart of the three, being the older sister, just a strong head on her shoulders. So they're three daughters, right? But how did it all come to be? So the image you're seeing here, this is how they were before. Now, if you can, as you can see, all three completely different to how it ended up. Now, a bit ways into the game, you're gonna find this like book which showcases some images, as you can see here. Mother Miranda hovering over one of the daughters, and if you examine it, you can see a bit of the backstory and how this happened. One day since treatment, the three girls have stopped moving. They seem almost dead. An insect flew out of the eldest's mouth. It appears to be a common fly. 2 days since treatment, all three bodies are covered in flies. It appears the flies are consuming their flesh. When I opened a window, some of the flies dropped dead to the floor. It would seem the cold petrifies them. I quickly closed the window to avoid weakening the insects further. So that just goes to showcase how these guys, their biggest weakness, of course, and you see that in the mini boss fights that you have with the three daughters. 4 days since treatment, all three bodies have almost been completely consumed by the insects. All that's left is a dark, human-shaped mass of creatures. It is just afternoon and the insects have started to change color. Those around the face turned pale and those around the lips turned a deep crimson. So the flies infiltrating into the human flesh, and hence why hence why they're so annoying and they appear out of nowhere with these flies. It's mutated into their being. Goes on to say, 6 days since treatment, the mass of insects has transformed into human bodies again. All three girls awoke, looking at me like newborns. I sense a bond between us. Like mother and daughters, I have already decided their names, Bela, Daniela, Cassandra, and that's, we realize this is Alcina, who was documenting all of this happening. So the flies are born from the cadeau, which, you know, play through the game, you'll learn more about the cadeau. By the cadeau laying its eggs onto the host. However, the insects can't reproduce, thus the flies feed on the host's flesh, covering the body with the swarm. That explains it all. Again, the flies appear to be capable of changing colors to form a desired human body, similar to a chameleon. Flies are capable of swarming and morphing themselves to form the likeness of a human. These insects, of course, are notably weak to drops in temperature below 10 degrees, which causes a decrease in metabolism, resulting in a dormant chirotobiotic state. Probably butchered that word, but obviously when you verse them, after a while, they start to freeze up in the boss fights. So that's just a little bit of how it all works. It's also an interesting document when you go into the dungeon-like area. There's a note there from June 9th, 1958. It was my first day working at the castle. I was shocked to see the other staff were all women. The mistress and her daughters were very adamant that they wouldn't bite. It was quite peculiar. So this is from a maid writing in her diary, right? She goes on to say, it's been 2 weeks since I started. I'm a little afraid. Another maid, Adela, made a mistake and Miss Daniela slashed her face with a knife. And at night I can hear wailing as if ghosts roam the halls. I want to go home. Obviously not having a great experience with the three daughters. I would have gone home after another maid was slashed in the face, but obviously she feels like she can't leave, and that's a frightening situation. That's for sure. This just goes back to Daniela, the youngest daughter, slashing the face because she's the most delusional, most crazy youngest daughter, hence why she probably lost her temper a bit easier than the other two. And then this is a final note from the maid. I don't know what to do. The young ladies were complaining it was too hot and stuffy during dinner, so I opened the window just a crack. Shut it! Shut it now! They all shrieked at me in unison. I fear I may be taken into the cellar, never to be seen again. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Jeez, so opening the window, not a good move. As you know, we've gone into the backstory just before. That's how you pretty much take these three down, opening windows and dropping the temperature of a room. So hence why they shrieked in unison. And I'm guessing this maid unfortunately didn't make it. I'm sure you probably find the maid hanging further on in that room, but that's just another little note that I thought I'd include in this video, guys. Very interesting stuff. And also the fact that Lady Dimitrescu they're not actual blood relatives. You know, they're not her real daughters in a sense, but she really has taken that role. And everything you see from my last video where, you know, she's crying out and why have you taken my daughters? She's really sad that Ethan has taken out the daughters. Goes to show she actually does care for these three. A note here from Dimitrescu. She says, why does she treat me the same as them? She's obviously talking about Heisenberg and the other crew. She gave me the castle, obedient daughters, everlasting life. Did she not? Am I not her favorite? So just there's some small notes you can find and hidden dialogue that just goes to show she loves these three daughters. So that's a bit of the background information I've got so far on these daughters. You know, I would have loved to see more of them, to be honest, and same with Lady D in the game. Really love to see a spin-off game just with a bit more of this stuff. I think it would be an awesome game, but who knows? Who knows what we'll see. Guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.